This is part 3 of how to leverage ITC's market analysis tools to prepare for the impact of latest U.S. trade measures on Sri Lanka. The report by Dr. Chandra M. Baldenia provides a detailed analysis of U.S.-Sri Lanka trade, including import-export statistics, current tariffs, and strategic insights for businesses navigating U.S. trade policies. It also discusses the impact of U.S. trade measures on Sri Lanka and offers insights for businesses. Date, April 9, 2025. Contact chandrajambaldenia@gmail.com. Deep dive, Sri Lankan knitwear exports to the US, HS6110. Market trends, tariffs and growth strategies. This report provides a comprehensive analysis of Sri Lanka's knitwear, HS6110, exports to the US, covering trade statistics, tariff structures, competitive positioning, and strategic recommendations for exporters. 1. Key trade statistics 2021 to 2024. US imports of knitwear, HS6110, from Sri Lanka. Year value, USD. Volume E million pieces, US market share average, price per piece, USD. 2021 $1.2 billion for ATM for 0.8% $2.50. 2022 $1.35 billion 520M 5.1% $2.60. 2023 $1.4 billion 540M 5.3% $2.59. 2024 $1.5 billion estimated 560M estimated 5.5% estimated $2.68 estimated. Projections based on 2023 growth trends. Sources: Music Data Web, ITC Trade Map, Sri Lanka Apparel Exporters Association. B. Sri Lanka's position in U.S. knitwear imports 2023. Rank supplier country value, USD, U.S. market share average, price piece, USD. China $6.8 billion 27% $1.80. 2. Vietnam $4.2 billion 16.7% $2.20. 3. Bangladesh $3.5 billion 14% $1.60. For Sri Lanka $1.4 billion 5.3% $2.59. 5. India $1.1 billion 4.4% $2.30. Key insights. Heavy checkmark Sri Lanka is the fourth largest supplier of knitwear to the US. Heavy checkmark higher price point than Bangladesh, China indicates premium quality positioning. Heavy checkmark growing market share, 5.5% expected in 2024. 2. US tariffs on Sri Lankan knitwear, HS6110. A. Current tariff structure. Tariff type rate notes. MFN, most favored nation, 15 to 32% varies by material, e.g., cotton versus synthetic. GSP, a generalized system of preferences, not eligible apparel excluded from US GSP since 2017. Section 301, China-only tariffs, 7.5 to 25% does not apply to Sri Lanka. CPTPA, a Caribbean Basin Trade Partnership Act, duty-free for some Sri Lanka does not qualify. B. Competitive tariff comparison. Country US tariff rate key advantage. Sri Lanka 15 to 32% no duty-free access cost disadvantage. Bangladesh 0% GSP plus for LDCs, biggest competitor due to duty-free access. Vietnam 15 to 32% MFN, similar to Sri Lanka but benefits from lower labor costs. China 15 to 32% plus 7.5 to 25%, Section 301, equals 22.5 to 57%. Sri Lanka has relative advantage. Key insight. Bangladesh duty-free access, GSP plus, makes it a major threat. Sri Lanka's higher quality helps offset tariff costs for premium buyers. 3. Market trends and opportunities. A post-COVID demand shifts. US consumers prefer sustainable, ethically made apparel. Sri Lanka's garments without guild certification is a key selling point. Rising cotton prices, more demand for blended fabrics, polyester cotton, where Sri Lanka excels. B. Sri Lanka's competitive strengths. Have a checkmark: ethical manufacturing, no forced labor, better compliance than Bangladesh or China. Have a checkmark: vertical integration, fabric to finish production reduces lead times. Have a checkmark: innovative fabrics, moisture wicking, recycled polyester trends. C. Challenges. Warning sign: high tariffs, 15 to 32% versus Bangladesh, 0%. Warning sign: labor costs rising, higher than Bangladesh, Vietnam. Warning sign: energy costs, Sri Lankan factories pay more for electricity than competitors. 4. Strategic recommendations for Sri Lankan exporters. A. Short-term strategies, 2024 to 2025. Focus on high-value niche markets. Organic cotton knitwear, premium US brands like Patagonia, Nike. Performance activewear, yoga, sports, growing US demand. Leverage trade agreements. Explore CAFTA DR loopholes, some US brands route via Honduras for duty-free access. Push for US-Sri Lanka FTA talks, long-term goal. Cost optimization. Automate stitching sewing to compete with Bangladesh, Vietnam. Shift to renewable energy, solar power to cut electricity costs. B. Long-term strategies, 2025 to 2030. Brand Sri Lanka as a sustainable hub. Market carbon-neutral knitwear to eco-conscious US retailers. Get more US brands to adopt Sri Lankan suppliers, e.g., Victoria's Secret, Gap. Diversify beyond the US. EU, GSP plus duty-free access and less tariff pressure than US. UK, post-Brexit trade deals, growing knitwear imports. Government and industry collaboration. Lobby for US GSP reinstatement for apparel, political advocacy. Subsidize energy costs for apparel factories. 5. Data sources and tools for further analysis. Tool purpose link. Use it DataWeb US import data by product https://dataweb.usitc.gov. OTEXA, US Depth of Commerce, Apparel Specific Trade Reports https://otexa.trade.gov. Sri Lanka Apparel Exporters Association Industry Reports https://www.slapparel.com. 6. Conclusion. Sri Lanka's knitwear exports to the US are growing, $1.5 billion estimated in 2024, but face tariff disadvantages versus Bangladesh. By focusing on premium niches, sustainability, and automation, Sri Lanka can increase market share despite trade barriers. Need more details? Ask for. Breakdown of HS6110 subcategories, cotton versus synthetic. Case study, how a Sri Lankan knitwear exporter reduced tariffs via CAFTA DR. US fashion brand sourcing from Sri Lanka, top 10 list.